Thank you, Madam Chair and members. Today I'm presenting SB 1100, which prohibits any person from making an application to purchase more than one firearm within a 30-day period. The bill would also, importantly, prohibit the sale of any firearm by a licensed dealer to any person below the age of 21 years old. In addition, because of the interaction of state and federal receivers or frames, the gun minus the barrel are also applicable to the 30-day purchase period. While handguns are used in the majority of gun deaths, long guns have been used to perpetrate many of the largest mass shootings in U.S. history, including the recent tragic events that took place in San Bernardino, California. California is home to the most stringent gun laws in the country, proudly. One example is requiring an individual to be 21 years of age in order to purchase a handgun. Another is the general limitation on gun dealer delivery of one handgun to an individual in a 30-day period. Since these laws have taken effect, the data shows there have been a successful reduction in the incidences of gun trafficking while not burdening legitimate gun owners or persons who wish to acquire guns. In order to be uniformly consistent, California should apply the 30-day delivery period and 21-year age limit to long guns. Over the past 10 years, Californians have typically purchased more long guns than handguns. Of the 26,682 guns used in crimes that were entered into the California Department of Justice Automated Firearms System database, 11,500 were long guns. Preventing the flow of guns is important to public safety regardless of whether the firearm is a handgun or a long gun or purchased new from a dealer or through a private party transaction. Limiting firearms sales to one gun per month is a recognized strategy to reduce gun trafficking and keeping firearms out of dangerous hands. And on a personal note, just watching what happened in Florida, the parents and the rally cry of young people who have been engaged in this movement and driving all of us to do better. Out of respect for those young people in Florida, I would respectfully ask this committee to pass this. And with me today, I have Amanda Wilcox from the California chapter of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence on behalf of SB 1100.
We'll have you close, Senator Portantino.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I would like to compliment the chair as a co-author. Mr. Weiner is a principal co-author. Assemblymember Gibson, who's been very passionate about these issues on the Assembly side, is also a principal co-author, as is Assemblymember Gonzalez-Fletcher, and happy to have Senator Jackson. You know, in watching the aftermath of Florida, there was a dad who was a victim. His child was taken, and he said, shame on us in America if we become accepting of watching children die senselessly. And to me, as the father of a 16-year-old who was actually in a lockdown at our mall 2 months ago, where there was 2 shots fired, and they locked down the Glendale Galleria for a couple hours, and getting calls from other parents who had their children at the mall, we should never think of these things as acceptable, common, and normal. And the statistics show that the proliferation of firearms is increasing to these incidences, the disproportionate number of uses by teenagers. This bill is sound in its policy. It's sound in its application. The statistics bear it out that it makes sense, and it's also sound in a valid response to what the young people in Florida are asking leaders to do and step up and make it safe for them to go to school, to go to the mall, to walk on Main Street. There are prudent exemptions in this bill. This is not just an emotional reaction. This is looking at hunting and law enforcement and military and trying to be principled in how we draft this legislation to approach that. So this is the appropriate place and process to have this conversation. As been noted by the attorneys, we have the legal right to make these restrictions, and we have the moral authority, and we have the responsibility. And with that, I respectfully ask for an aye vote.